Abu Hurairah was known as Rawiyatul Islam. Rawiyatul Islam. No other Sahaba has narrated more than Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. And we, subhanAllah, hold Abu Hurairah in the highest regards. And we, a'udhu billah, don't do what these, Allahumma sta'an, Shia do, by accusing him of only narrating this many hadith because he was hungry. And he just wanted to narrate to people so they will call him back to his food, that he lied about these hadith. This is what they say, ya ikhwa. This is what they say. Some of the Orientalists say this as well. SubhanAllah, I remember a story narrated by Sheikh Mohammed al-A'zami. Listen to this, ya ikhwa. There was a person, a very famous kitab. He has a book published about Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. And he was Shi'i. He was Shi'i. And you know from the aqeedah of the Shia, in general the Rafidha, is they do takfir of all of the Sahaba except a few, a handful. And they hold them in the worst of regards. And in it, his name was Mahmud, I can't remember exactly, Mahmud Rida, I can't recall it. But his kitab is published. Sheikh al-A'zami, he said, and he was addressing all of us, he said, I narrate to you all his story. And he said, I give you Ijazah and all this story. And I've heard this story, and he mentioned the Sheikh that he heard the story from. And this Sheikh said, and at this time Sheikh al-A'zami, Mohammed, he was working in Mecca, in the Rabatat al-Alam al-Islami. He was working there, he was in the office there, dealing with queries regarding this particular office, a very famous office that deals with the affairs of the Muslims. He said, I think it was Sheikh Yahya came to him, and he said, Ya Sheikh Mohammed, shall I tell you what just happened to me? Sheikh Mohammed was like, yeah, what happened? He says, I went to see this person, Mahmud. And I'll tell you what I narrate. And wallahi, I'm not lying. And this person's trustworthy person, as Sheikh A'zami himself said. And in this kitab, he mentioned these disgusting things about Abu Hurairah. He said, I went to see him. I heard that he was on his deathbed in his house. And I knocked on the door for a long time. No one answered it. Until eventually one of his sons came to the door and answered it. And he says, I want to see your father, please. And his father said, no, my father's not in a good state right now. After trying, eventually he was let in. And he says, Ya Sheikh Mohammed, what I saw, wallahi, I will never be able to forget it. I will never be able to forget it. He said, I entered into his room, and he was lying on his bed, and his face was black, and he was staring at the ceiling. His eyes were open, and all he was saying was, Ha Abu Hurairah, Ha Abu Hurairah. Allah Jalla wa Ala, Allah knows what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed him at that particular point, or what made his face turn black out of fear, and why he was uttering Abu Hurairah, Abu Hurairah. And this is how Allah Jalla wa Ala, and this is a story that I heard from the mouth of my Sheikh Mohammed al-A'zami, rahimahullah, Allah حفظه, a teacher in Masjid Nabu. He was the former Amid, the former Dean of Kulliyat al-Hadith, and he heard it directly from his Sheikh. And now you've heard it from me as well. Subhanallah. So this is Rawiyatul Islam, this is Abu Hurairah. All of the Sahaba are udul, are trustworthy. Ibn Hajar rahimahullah ta'ala and others claim consensus. When we analyze a hadith, we never look at the Sahabi. They are from the Sahaba. They are the most trustworthy people to have stepped foot on this earth after the Anbiya.